the microphone. Let's do that. Hello, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Now I changed some settings. If anybody can hear me, let me know. Oh, there we go. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Technology is not our friend here in the Crafty Casita, everybody. Technology is not our friend. Thanks so much for, maybe I should save this for another day.
Let's hope not.
I know, not a bad idea, but all right. Hey, everybody. Thanks for hanging out and waiting while we got our tech problems resolved. Welcome to Tuesday Live, Tuesday Tribe. I'm so glad that you're here with me today. A little too excited, too early. Okay. What are our big announcements this week? There are two big announcements as far as sales go. So the 48-hour sale right now is Scrap Rack. Anything Scrap Rack is 15% off for 48 hours. So if you have a Scrap Rack, you're thinking about getting a Scrap Rack, you need extra pages, you got a 15% discount for the next 2 hours. I'll talk a little bit about the Scrap Rack later as we go through. We've got a couple of things that are back in stock. Your adorable, cute little 6x6 paper handler is back in stock. And the 12x12 tab divider pockets, which all of you have been waiting for a while. Those are back in stock today as well. And as you know, you can use them for everything from scraps, stencils, vinyl, but organizing by theme, getting a project together. So the 12x12 tab divider pockets are back in stock as well. Also,
someone's asking 2 hours or 48, but it's
48 hours. Yeah, it's a 48-hour sale. So we did it initially for 24, but then people can't watch Tuesday Live, a lot of people, until later. And so in order to pick up the time change in the UK and allow people who have to go to work on Tuesdays instead of watching Tuesday Live to watch it later and still take advantage of the sale, it is a 48-hour sale. Everything Scrap Rack, 15% off. There's also...
Somebody's asking if it's 15% off Crafter's Companion in the UK.
Ooh, I don't know. If maybe Carol Ann or maybe someone's on board that can check the Crafter's Companion website, or if you might have to go to the Totally Tiffany website. That's a little bit confusing. Is there a Totally Tiffany UK website, or do all of you who buy Totally Tiffany in the UK get it on the Crafter's Companion UK site? Maybe someone could educate me about that, because honestly, I don't know. So Carol Ann or somebody, if you're there, let me know. And then if you can also check for us. We can't look at the UK website because we're not there. We only get the US website. So for those of you in the US, Totally Tiffany Scrap Rack.
Somebody said they couldn't get it last week in the UK.
They couldn't get the special last week in the UK?
Yeah.
Oh, that's odd. I'm going to follow up with that on... I'm going to say, where can the UK, where to shop? Sorry for the note taking already. All right, let's jump into one other special that's going on today. The Nancy tote with the rotating design board, the 9x11 rotating design board, is on special, also 48-hour special. You get the Nancy tote and the 9x11 rotating design board for 35% off. So if you need a little tote for the summer, or you want to be able to take your coloring and a rotating design board special together, they fit together. Maybe you're just looking for a great gift for an artsy kid, or kids getting ready to spend the summer doing arts and crafts, who have spent the summer doing arts and crafts, and they're looking for something they can tote schoolwork back and forth in. The little Nancy tote is great for that as well. So that's on the on special page. You'll find the Nancy tote, 35% off, Nancy tote and rotating design board. So those are our two big specials for 48 hours today. Okay, Shirley Baxter Mott said, what is the best bag for adhesives, glue, tape, dots, etc.? So it kind of depends, Nancy, on what you've got and how you're using it. This is the Kirsten bag, and I've got, as you can see, I like the Kirsten bag because I have these giant rolls of foam tape. And so I've got space for all my different double-sided tapes, foam tapes, and everything fits in there because these are so big. So the height of them, this is the only bag that they will fit in standing up, probably even laying down, I bet. I mean, you might be able to get them in a storage and supply case as well, but this gives you access full, you know me, I'm all about the vertical. And then what I did was I tucked in smaller things around the outside. So these are pop dots, red liner tape, that type of thing. I just kind of have them tucked in there, but it's pretty visual and pretty accessible. And you could add, I know I have more tape than most people, but you could add in here if you have things like this type of glue. You could put all of your glue, all of your pop dots and those type of things in here. I also have pop dots organized in 4x6 tab divider pockets. Oh, let's see if I can find them very quickly without my glasses on. And also the little pockets that, sorry, I can't. So these are the little pockets that you use to put mementos and that type of thing in as well. So you could use some pockets, the 4x6s. Let's see if they fit in here. If you wanted to, yeah, maybe back, maybe the side. So it kind of depends how much. I mean, obviously, I think I have probably more tape, more rolls of tape than the average crafter maybe. But so you could use, Susie's laughing because she came into the studio this morning and she said, I saw your post this weekend on organizing your washi tape, and you, my friend, have a problem with washi tape. You have an addiction, which is true.
Not that there's anything wrong with it.
Not that there's any, there are other things to be addicted to, and this is certainly, washi tape is a much more easy addiction to deal with. So it just depends on the size of glue. So Shirley, if you, because, you know, tape runners fit perfectly, right? Like if you're a tape runner junkie also, they fit, this is the Gale Buddy bag. So it kind of depends how you're using it. One of the things that I mention regularly is that if you have a cart or a drawer or some sort of organizer where you've got a variety of buddy bags holding your supplies, you know, you can just roll back the lid and put that into your drawer or your basket or whatever, your tray, cart where you're organizing things. Roll back the lid and now it becomes a drawer organizer or a tray organizer or cart basket organizer, whatever. And then if you're going to travel with it, you can close it up and take it with you. So if you want to kind of keep all those adhesive things together, then look at something like the Kirsten bag. If you're not as big a junkie, you might be able to use Leanne if you don't have the big rolls of tape, or even the Sue bag, because Sue's a little, let's see if what do I have in Sue here? So Sue is a little bit smaller. She's too small, not tall enough for this type of glue. So I wish I could give you a better answer, but without knowing what sort of adhesive addiction you have and what sort of products you work with, because they're all different heights and sizes. But I love all my tapes and my pop dots and all that in the Kirsten because I have lots of them. So
Becca Jarrett is admitting she has a washi tape addiction too.
Becca,
You're not alone.
I'm not alone. I
You're in a
know.
support group.
I know. That's what we need. Washi tape support. Exactly. That's what we need. So Shirley, if you're on and you have specific products that you love to use and you're looking for a way to combine and conquer all of those, we don't have Leanne today. So Susie is trying to run the camera and watch the chat and give me questions and post links and that type of thing. So we'll do our best. And as always, if you don't get your question answered today, well, because I don't have any help, if you don't get your question answered today, go into the Facebook post that says, give Tiffany a question, which all those questions get picked up about an hour and a half before we start. But I'll go in and look if there's any other questions in there that I missed today. And so at the end of today, find the post that says, tell Tiffany your question that was for today, and I'll go in and try to answer it, take a look at it. Okay, Joy Gardner. I have the large craft binders, not the scrap rack, but I find them hard to store. They are too big for any of my shelves. Where do you store them? So they just are big. I have them on a shelf. They also fit brilliantly on the paper cart. If you've got the paper cart, the newer one, they fit on the top rack. They stand up nice and tall on there, but they are big because we got 12 by 12 stuff in them, and then we have all the binder stuff around them. I also use the I don't know how deep your shelves are, but on Amazon, you can get these wire shelf dividers, and that makes them stand up. So you put the shelf divider connected on the shelf, and then stand up your binder, and then put another one, and then you can get them to stand up, because that's the other problem, that if they're not in something that's contained on both ends, they're soft-sided, so they kind of fall over. So the tall paper cart is perfect, and then of course you have to have shelf space. The other thing though, I have a bunch of them right here on my regular shelf, and I just have them laying flat, and there's 2 per shelf. So my shelves are narrowly spaced, and then they're easy to pull out by the handle. So you might also try that, and they do hang off the shelf. So these shelves are only 13 inches deep, and I believe this is more like 16. I don't know if you can see I'm touching one. I believe this is more like 16 inches side to side. So they just hang off the shelf a little bit that way. But you can't, you can't stack tons of them because they're slippery. So I have 2 and then a shelf, 2 and then a shelf. So either way, but the dividers, the wire shelf dividers from Amazon work really well. All right.
Renee Lozano is asking if those were Stampin' Up! Ink pads in the Sue bag.
Yes, they were Stampin' Up! They were the old Stampin' Up! Ink pads. So Renee's asking if the Sue bag, these are the old Stampin' or older Stampin' Up! Ink pads. And then these are the most recent Stampin' Up! Ink pads that I've got. So either the Leanne bag, and I'm pretty sure these will fit in Leanne, and vice versa. We'll test it out. Maybe we should call it Test Out Tuesday, because it seems like that's a lot of what I do on Tuesdays, is move things around and see where they might fit. So yes, you could go, Leanne is going to hold about 20. Sue is going to hold about 10. So depending on how many you have and where you're going to store them and travel with them and all that stuff, either Leanne or Sue is going to be perfect for Stampin' Up! Ink pads.
All right, somebody's asking, what about the CTMH stamp pads? They're longer and bigger.
CTMH fit in the Barbara Buddy bag. So these are the these are the CTMH magnetic ink pads. This bag, the Barbara bag, was designed to hold those. If you, let's see if I'm remembering correctly. If you rotate the box, so that it's not really going the right direction in there, then you can store them this way instead of this way. So just depending on your space, how you want to store them, all that type of thing. The Barbara is going to hold 10 of the CTMH magnetic ink pads. See if you can stump me, Susie. Bring it on. Okay.
And we got some more. You want them now?
Yeah. What do you got? What do you got? Okay. I'll answer. Okay.
We've
Go.
got asked last week and never heard the answer. Is the new slimline storage the same dimensions as the dynamic storage?
No, the dynamic storage is narrow, 12 by 6, 12. Well, it's actually probably 13, 12 3/4 inches long, 6 inches tall. So the slimline storage is 4 inches deep. It holds a 9 by 4 envelope, so it's probably 5 inches tall and 10 or 10.5 inches wide. So it's significantly fatter, holds a lot more stuff, but it's shorter because the slim lines are 9 by 4.
Okay. Lori Spencer wants to know, will you be making a bag that holds larger rulers? Parentheses, T rulers, fancy rulers, they all seem to be too big for the ones you recommend.
For the brandy. I think, this is another question that's coming up that someone asked. and I don't have any samples of them in the studio right now. Otherwise, I would pull them out and check. We do have the new 12 by 12 storage and supply cases coming out. So I guess, Heidi Cook, this is an answer to your question, which is any chance you might design a 12 by 12 paper taker with a divided tray, 2 6 by 12 trays open at the top, maybe with tab dividers. So yes, that is done. That is, well, not the tab divider part, but we do have there are 3 new designs in the 12 by, just like the 12 by 12 paper taker. It opens all the way up at the top flat, so you can stack them up. There is one that is a split 6 by 12s, and then there's one called a 6 tray that has 3 long skinny trays and then 3 rectangular trays. So you've got 6 trays in the bag. And then there's one that is 4 trays. And like the other storage and supply cases, the tray sizes mix and match. So you can kind of coordinate those however you want them. That bag may fit the rulers that you are asking about because it is a little bit longer than the Brandy bag and wider. So if you had a T at the top or something like that, or even like ribbon rulers, anything that's kind of big and bulky, that may be the perfect bag for that. It will be out in October. It's releasing in October on HSN. So we'll definitely do a lot of promotion ahead of it so that you know it's coming. When I get the new samples, I'll load them up and test them out with different things. And of course, we'll do a sneak peek here. And so if you have specific questions about products, I'll be able to answer those then.
All right. Jean Coulson is asking, when are you going to be on these Stamps of Life Crafting Corner with Stephanie?
I believe that I'm going to be back on Stamps of Life Crafting Corner on Thursday, the 11th, which for those of you who don't already know is also Stephanie's birthday. So if you're unfamiliar with the Stamps of Life and Stephanie Bernard, she does a thing called Crafting Corner. She's my bestie. We have a great time together. Super fun. So definitely join us on the 11th on Stephanie's Crafting Corner. And I will talk about it next Tuesday and confirm that, but that was kind of our initial plan, to be there for her birthday. What else you got, Suze?
Julia Gregory wants to know, it says, IKEA has the 9-hole wine rack to make a product that fits in those spaces.
Yes!
But there's wine bottles that work really well.
Susie says wine bottles.
Why would you want to put anything else
That's
in
right. The Slide Stash and Store, the number 1 and the number 2 in Slide Stash and Store, both fit in there. So if you, and I think we posted up a picture a few weeks ago when I was messing around with that. So if you're looking for an easy slide in, slide out tray, the Slide Stash and Store 1 and 2 both fit in there. So you can get 2 per cubby, and then you can go, you really can maximize that space really well. So yes, the answer is yes. And I will try to repost that picture that I have of those in use there. I'm going to write a little note. 9-hole pick calyx. All right. I'll try to get that back up on social sometime today. Okay. So I'm going to take one from the list here. Sarah Leahy says, how do you store your embossing folders in one place with their homes? I don't know what that means. Maybe it's an autocorrect and it's supposed to be with their stamps or something. So I'm looking for storage for embossing folders to keep them in. And Corinne Joy Doman popped in. Oh, good question. I have all the shapes and sizes. I was thinking a Kirsten Buddy bag, but would love to see what Tiffany has to say. It's going to depend wholly on what you have and how you move around in your crafting space and if you travel with all of your things. So if you look at something like this, if you've got, so I've got all the different sizes of embossing folders right here. They're cataloged, they're easy to get to, open storage, easy to grab, easy to use, easy to find, all those things, but requires shelving that you can keep it on, and you can't obviously travel with this. If you are looking for a way to store 5x7 and 5x7 and 4x6 embossing folders, and you want to store them together, the Karen Buddy bag is probably a great choice for that. Kirsten is bigger. You'll be able to get more in there. So if you have some embossing folders that are bigger than that, then Kirsten might be a perfect fit as well. and they could go either direction in the Kirsten Buddy Bag. So most of it depends on how you use them, where you use them, all of that stuff, how you move around with them. So I would say something open like this and catalog them if you have a ton. Some people I know keep their 4x6s in the 4x6 Fab File. Some people keep them in the 5x7 Fab File by size. If you want to put everything together, you need to go with something bigger like the Kirsten. I have some 12x4 or 12x3 inch long ones. So those present another problem for both of those buddy bags. But I would definitely say, I mean, you could also use the 5x7 Fab File to keep the 4x6s as well, obviously, because they're a little smaller. But just depending on, if you give me a little bit more information also, I'm happy to answer that question in a little bit more specifically for what your needs are. Also, something like the Denise Buddy Bag was designed around 4x6, but it won't hold the 5x7. So give me some more info and I will try to give you a better answer. Did you have something, Susie?
I've got a couple, yeah.
All right, what do you got?
All right, Tiffany, could you make tab storage pockets for the 4-drawer storage and supply case?
The 4-drawer storage and supply case. Do those fit the 4x6 pockets? Do they fit in there? It might be a little small, I bet. Conveniently, I have those here. Just a little bit too small. I don't know. I will definitely, I had that same question about the 6x12 pockets for the 6x12, which would probably actually fit the Kiwi Lane pockets, but they go the wrong way. I'll put it on the list. It's definitely something worth talking about. The tab divider pockets everyone loves in all the different sizes. They're a great product line for so many different things. So TDPs, 6x12, and SASC 4. We'll put it on the list.
Question on any idea when the large stencil envelopes will be restocked?
Today, they're back in stock today. So the 12x12 tab divider pockets back in stock today. So that's what I'm assuming that's what you're looking for because I did a presentation on 12x12 stencil organization. They are back in stock today for your perfect timing.
Another person asked me about when the spinders are going to be in stock.
Yikes. I don't know. Are any of the spinders, and can you buy them individually? I think you need to go to scrapbook.com on that. They have them in stock usually all the time. So yeah, when they're going to be on our website, I don't know. I would check scrapbook.com because if they're in stock, warehouse stock, scrapbook.com definitely has them. That would be, yes. Carla Swafford asks, when will the extension scrap rack be on HSN? It probably won't be. We do the stuff with HSN that's bundle things, so they don't usually have the individual stuff. However, I think that's also available on scrapbook.com. I will check, Carla, and get back to you. And I'll also check with the U.S. warehouse. I know it's out of stock on our warehouse, but I know the U.S. warehouse has them in stock. So if scrapbook.com, if anybody has them, it's going to be scrapbook.com. All right. Amy Kruger says, where can I find this? And she posted a picture of our old cosmetic organizer. I asked to see if there were any of those in the warehouse, Amy, this morning when I saw your post, but I haven't heard back. I don't think they exist anymore. So I have one in my closet, but you can't have it because it's my last one. But they are super handy. They're a great tool. So sorry, I think the answer is they're not in existence. Okay, D. Schrock says, I'm sorry if you were asked this 100 times. Did you launch a new product, the 12x18 Fab File? If so, where can I purchase this, Jim? D, that was not a new product. It's a product we've made for years and haven't made in the last couple of years, but had some in the warehouse, and we sold them to Clipper Street, and I did a presentation last week on Clipper Street, and we sold all of them in like 10 minutes. So it is something that is out there that would possibly come back It's a shipping challenge, which is why it doesn't exist at the moment, but it's something that's on the list still. Shirley Baxter, what was that?
I'm guessing you need to replace your battery.
Oh, shoot.
Smoke detector.
Shirley Baxter Mott says, any idea when Shut Your Flap tabs will be back in stock? No. However, they are available, and Susie has some links maybe she can throw up. They are available on scrapbook.com, the large ones, and then on the stampsoflife.com, there's a bundle that is large and small together. So nobody has the small ones alone right now. It does not appear that that's a thing, but scrapbook.com has the large, and Stephanie has a bundle on the Stamps of Life. That's both of them. Denise Botko, okay, Scrap Rack, where can I find a real, not an idea, an actual catalog? I'm a visual person. I want to see pictures or something from an actual catalog. I get the 4 groups, but I have zero idea of how to start a catalog. I also gave Susie a link, so she'll throw it up there at some point for this, but I will show you mine. But however, and this is great for everybody, the link that Susie is sharing right now, or will be sharing momentarily, is a link to a page that says how to start your catalog. And it gives you the first part of the post on that blog post is, you know, it's so funny. My husband was just standing in here for 10 minutes.
And he leaves.
And then he leaves, and he's the guy that needs to get the ladder and the change the battery. And do you know what, Susie? I may have to send you out to, can you go in the house and say park? Because that will just get worse, right? It's just going to keep going. It's going to be annoying. So,
a quick question. I have a defective page from a single-sided storage page I bought a few months ago. Is it too late to return it?
What's her name?
It is Beverly Ross.
Beverly Ross is asking, she has a defective page that came in a page pack, supersize single. It is not too late to return it. Just email customer service at totally-tiffany.com. That is something that's in Leanne's wheelhouse, and she is on vacation this week. So if you say, I'm Beverly, I did this, I need this, here's my address, as soon as she comes back, she will get you taken care of, right? So just be really clear in the email what's defective and what you need replaced and your shipping information, and she will figure out a way to get that all handled for you. Okay, she's brilliant at that. Okay, so real catalog. I'm so sorry that my smoke detector is beeping here. We're trying to get Park on board right away to solve that problem. Okay, so real catalog. This has stamps and dies and embossing folders in it, and they are organized in the 4-section system, right? So I use rubbings of my embossing folders because it's faster and easier than actually creating, like running them through the machine. So I get the negative and the positive of them. So everything is just organized by theme, category, just like we talk about all the time. You can use 8.5 by 11. You can use 12 by 12, which is what I use. So each of these things is labeled with where I'm going to find it, in what box, what the number is. Honey, there's a step ladder in here, but do you have a battery, or are you just going to take it out? Sorry for the interruption, everybody. All right. So it's just that simple. And it doesn't matter if it's a die or if it's a stamp or if it's a punch, whatever it is, you're just going to add it to your catalog, give it the next number in line, and then put it in the storage container where that number belongs or that item fits. But it's much simpler. Excuse me. It's much simpler than it sounds. It's just a process. And I'm sure some people can chime in who have gone through the process of organizing, because there's a lot of tips and tricks about doing it. So you can see I have the circles, flowers, squares, chevrons, and I put the size right on there so that I know how big that square is, that particular stamp number. So if I'm looking for a 1/2-inch square punch, I don't pull out my 3/4 and my 1/2 and have to figure out which one it is. I know that number 50 is the 1/2 and number 51 is the 3/4, so I can pull the right stamp or punch. So the link that Susie posted takes you to kind of an overarching blog post that says, here's the basics. And then at the bottom, there are links dies, stamps, embossing folders. So then there's a post that breaks down each individual category if you want something that's way more detailed and way more step-by-step. But that blog post that we put the link to, that will get you there. So I have some new things to add into my catalog. Oh, I have a brand new punch, which is a cactus punch. And I have this fun little crafty Chica new stencil to go in my stencil collection. So big shout out to Terry Wiegand, who knows. Look at this cute little, she sent me all kinds of cute little cactus goodies. So thank you, Terry, for these. But I'll be adding these to my catalog. So I will punch out an example of the cactus. I will put it in the couple of categories where it might belong in my catalog. I will give it a number. I will write the number on the catalog, and I will put it in my punch storage. Just that simple. I'm going to tell you something else funny about this punch. My husband has been around. I don't know if I have any 9 volts. Do you? My husband has been around crafting for years, right? Literally, our whole relationship. I got this in the mail. I opened it up. He's like, "What is that?" And then I actually punched an envelope that was sitting on the counter with it and showed him, because it has the cactus and pots and flowers and everything. And he was like, "Wow, that's really cool." And I was like, "What? I have had these have been around you for years." It just goes to show you.
But not one with a cactus.
But maybe that's it. Maybe he was amazed with the cactus, not the whole punch apparatus. But anyway, thank you.
Little hearts and flowers didn't do anything
Right,
for him.
that's right. But he likes the cactus. So, but thank you, Terry, for thinking of me when you found those goodies. Okay, do you have something, Susie, or should I keep going?
Well, it's just a comment, but it was really cute.
Okay.
It is from Debbie Lilligren Volante. I just wanted to let you know I showed my husband the magic I performed under the bathroom sinks using the Stash and Store products. He's never been impressed with my Totally Tiffany storage until now. He thinks you're a genius. Of course, I've known that for years.
That
Debbie
is so.
from Torrance, California.
Debbie, thank you so much for the nice post about Slide Stash and Store. I don't know if you could hear everything that Susie was saying, but she organized under her sink, and her husband was impressed with her organization skills and how good that looked and how easy it worked. It was the first time he sort of could get the vision of a Totally Tiffany organization. And, you know, it's funny. I know I've told all of you this as we developed that product. I took those samples out into the garage, and my husband was like, those aren't going to work. Well, I don't want that. That's not going to. And then I organized this shelf in like 2 minutes, and everything was accessible and it was all in line. He had extra space. And he was like, wow, these are the greatest thing ever. So that's how we bring them along, slowly but surely. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the scrap rack. I think I've answered all the questions. Again, if I did answer a question, or you want a different answer, or you could give me more information, please feel free to pop that in. I will also check this afternoon on the Facebook page to see if anybody added questions that we missed, especially since Susie's trying to hold down the fort everywhere. So, scrap rack. Everything in the scrap rack line is on special for 2 days for 15% off. If you are, what are you laughing at, Susie?
They don't have the binders.
Oh, they don't have the
There's
spinders.
binders.
There's none on the website.
No.
I think you're going to have to get spinders at scrapbook.com. I don't think we've ever actually had them on our website. I know there's a 4-pack that's been out of stock forever.
It shows the single that's out of stock.
Okay, so look, scrapbook.com is going to have it, and if you're in the U.S., their shipping is fast and easy and all that kind of stuff. So, okay, so scrap rack is where you're going to put everything organized within that 4-section system. And it was funny because I was talking to someone the other day, and they said, "Oh, I thought the scrap rack was for paper." And it is pretty much for everything but paper. Not that you can't put paper in here or that you can't put scraps in here. So stencils, stickers. I mean, obviously this is 12 by 12. This happens to be a chipboard sticker alphabet, but you can fit 12 by 12 paper in there. You can fit stickers, 12 by 12 stickers in there. You can use it for smaller paper, but really it's going to serve the purpose for everything else. So here in my alphabet section, these are my thickers alignment guides. I actually think this one is Creative Memories, but So we buy things like alignment guides to help us make these beautiful projects, and then they're so small and thin and lightweight that they disappear. So keeping things together you use together, if you're using a scrap rack and you're not incorporating those things into it, I really want to encourage you to do that. The other thing that happens a lot is that we go to a class or something and we make a layout, or we make a card blank, or we make something that's a component that we're not really ready to use. And it might be something for birthday or Christmas. Put it in your scrap rack, put it in that 4-section system, because you want to find those things when you're ready to use them, right? So if you went to a class and did a Christmas layout, but you didn't have any pictures to put on it, put it in your Christmas or your winter section. So next time you're working on that theme or category, you'll see that thing and you'll actually use it. Thank you, honey. So we have no more problem with our smoke detector. But all kinds of things you're going to be able to. So this is all the confetti. It's a big, thick bag of confetti from the dollar store that I'm going to use in shaker cards or shaker pages, right? So any of that kind of stuff, even though it's dimensional, you don't have to worry about it. Put it in a Ziploc bag, stuff it into a pocket in your scrap rack. And now whether you're making a card or a page, or maybe you're doing a like home decor or party pieces, you'll see all of those things right there, right out in front of you at your fingertips. So again, here is some birthday paper. I tend to put paper in my scrap rack that I don't have tons of, right? So as you all know, travel is a big thing for me. I have an entire paper handler with travel paper. You don't want to put that in here. But if you just have 10 sheets of birthday paper, they might as well be in here with all of your other birthday supplies, everything in one place, right? And that is the beauty of the scrap rack, that you can literally flip through. So if I was working on a page, a project of some sort, I can just go to whatever category that is. So Valentine's Day, or if I'm doing something with hearts, everything is right there. Mine is on a rotating design board, just so it's a little easier for me to work with. You probably don't want to do that. But you can see everything I've got, all the components that I've made from something that I didn't use, they're all right here, right at my fingertips. So literally in somewhere between 10 and 30 seconds, you should be able to find anything in your scrap rack. Add the shut your flap tabs, add the divider tabs, and be able to get to those things quickly and easily, and the new things that you're going to store. So this week, for the next 48 hours, I guess, you have got an opportunity to pick up anything that we have in stock in the scrap rack collection. Susie's laughing with my little disclaimer there, at 15% off. So if you are thinking of getting one, you need to add pages, add dividers, any of those type of things. Maybe you want the craft and carry, you want the big craft and carry binder that you can take the binders off. Oh, I guess I should show you that. So if you're new to the scrap rack, I don't have a, so one of the amazing things, let me push this out of the way, about the scrap rack is that each section is on hook and loop fabric. So you can pull it out off your, put it in a binder, whether you're using a plastic binder or whether you're using the big canvas binder with the tool storage on the inside, and go to a crafting event. So if you're working on Halloween pages, you can pull this section out and you have all of your fall Halloween goodies all organized the way they were at home. Pop that in your binder, take your rainbow section, get out the door for an evening of crafting, come home, put it right back on your scrap rack. Everything's reorganized exactly the way that you need it. So super simple, super easy, 15% off this for this 48-hour period. Also 15% off also on sale this 48-hour period, 35% off the rotating design board, which is the 9x11, this one, right? It comes with the big clip. So this is perfect for all kinds of things, not just, well, this one's set up for coloring, but it's a great way to rotate any project that you're working on, stamping, decorating cupcakes, any of those type of things. You're gonna love this for that. And then with this, you get the Nancy tote, and I don't think I have one over here, no, but you do get the Nancy tote, which is a clear and black tote. This fits perfectly along with a bag of pens or markers. So it's a great little coloring tote, but it'll hold other goodies as well. So those are the two specials today, or for the next 48 hours, for the Tuesday tribe for following along. All right, my friends, unless you've got any more questions, Susie, I think we're wrapping it up. Oh, we need to pick a winner. We need to pick a
We
winner.
have one more question.
Oh, Susie has a question, and then she's going to pick a winner from everybody who chimed in
Dana
today.
Hill wants to know, trying to decide which 12 by 12 pockets I need that hold the most paper. How many can fit in the 12 by 12 paper pockets you just mentioned a few minutes ago?
It just depends on how thick is it paper or is it cardstock? So you could get up to 15, maybe even 20 sheets of paper in a 12 by 12 tab divider pocket. I'm trying to think if I have one right here that's really loaded. Cardstock is a different issue. Why is your dog hiding back here, honey? No, I don't have one that's fully loaded. It just depends on the thickness of the cardstock or the thickness of the paper, how many sheets you're going to get in there. So, Petey, would you like to say hi to everybody? Come over here, buddy. Let's say hi. Let's say hi. Okay, here we go. Petey doesn't come in to visit very often, but here he is, Petey the Wonder Dog. He prefers to hang out with Park most of the time. So they're getting ready to go on a little road trip together, huh, Petey? Oh, yes. So it's going to depend, 10 to 15 sheets, depending on how thick they are. Any other questions?
No.
All right. Who you got for a winner, Susie?
I have Michelle Wilk.
Michelle Wilk, you are this week's winner. Congratulations. You won a $25 gift certificate for the Totally Tiffany website. If you're not a member of Club Inspire, please sign up, get yourself a membership. It's totally free. And then email prizes@crafterscompanion.com. That's prizes with an S at crafterscompanion.com and say, hi, I'm Michelle and I won. And they will hook you up with a $25 shopping certificate for the Totally Tiffany website. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in today. I'm so glad you were with me. I will see you all next Tuesday.
Don't jump.
He doesn't jump. He wants Park